Today, we're having Chenin Blanc from India. Let's get it. Welcome to another episode of Wine Still of the Week, where I go find a bottle that is under $20 that's punching above its weight class. Hey y'all, it's Friday. I can't wait to get into this wine with you. It is Wine Still of the Week, and I hope I found you a good little still. This is going to be an interesting wine, and I cannot wait to get into it. I also wanted to let you guys know that it is Food Week on Grapes and Sand newsletter, so go check that out. I just put out an article about the tariffs and how it's affecting the restaurant and wine industry, so go check that out. And while you're there, please subscribe. This is a free article for everybody, so go check it out. You don't have to be behind the paid subscription for this one, so definitely go check that out. But I'll get into that a little bit more after this episode, after the tasting. So let's get into this wine. This is interesting. First time I think we've ever had an Indian wine on Wine Wednesday or Wine Still of the Week. We're talking about the Sila Vineyards 2023 Chenin Blanc from Nashik, a state bottle on Nashik, wine of India. And yeah, Sula being the sun, I believe. And here you go. Here's the label. Hope you guys can see that. I am excited to try this. I love Chenin Blanc. I'm a big Loire head out of France. I think they make the best Chenin Blancs in the world. I also like the Steens or Chenin Blancs down in South Africa. They make outstanding Chenin Blancs too. So this is going to be fun. I've had a Chenin Blanc from India before, but I've never actually reviewed one. So let's see what goes on here. I'm excited about this. And this is definitely under the $20 price point. So let's get into it. On the nose, I'm getting a little bit of a lime spritz. I'm also getting a little honeysuckle too. There's a secondary of like white pepper and also like a little bit of like a like an eraser, like you know the old school like erasers on a pencil. I'm getting like this kind of like rubbery kind of eraser thing too, which is kind of interesting. Swirl it. So I literally just opened this up too, so let it air out a little bit. There's definitely the telltale oxidative note that you get a lot of times with Chenin Blanc. I'm getting that too. There's like an oxidative like almond thing going on. It's a secondary though. There's also like a little bit of like a secondary of green pineapple, like a really kind of underripe pineapple going on here. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm gonna give it one more smell. That lime is really pronounced. There's also like a floral component here, which is interesting. Didn't expect that with this, because it's a secondary, but it's like the more I aerate, I get a little bit more kind of like this white flower thing going on. There's also this kind of like smoky, wet stone thing going on too. Let's go ahead and taste and see if everything's translating to the palate. Wine Still of the Week will be right back. As a dad, I can sometimes feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, and meditation helps to release some of that weight. I'm also trying to break generational curses, and with that being said, meditation helps me to overcome some of those things. If you're a dad who meditates, check out my gear. Cheers. Now back to the show. It's not bad. And I actually see the play here now that I'm tasting it. I know what this is. I know what this wine is made for, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But let's do the normal due diligence of breaking this down a little bit. Let's take one more sip. Structurally, this is kind of like a mid to light bodied white wine. It's a little thin as far as like it's a little watery, but the flavors that I was talking about on the aromatics are definitely coming through on the palate too. The finish is long, nice long finish. The finish is still going. Very persistent. Acid is medium plus here. There is some acid. Okay, so it approaches like a regular white wine. Hot day, you'll enjoy this, especially up front. You get the fruit up front. You get the lime has really become very pronounced on the palate. So lime goes into like a peach thing going on. The pineapple I'm not catching so much anymore, but I'm definitely getting like lime and peach going on here. It does drop off quite a bit off a cliff in the mid palate from second to third quarter. I expected more, but then it catches steam from the third to the finish. So there is a little bit of a dip in the mid, but then it does pick up and create this long finish. There's a little bit like a papaya thing going on in the mid palate too. Underripe strawberries, like white strawberries. I'm catching that too now. Minerality on the finish. A lot of like kind of minerality on the finish. It's not a bad wine. There's just some holes here. The thing I will say, and going back to what I was saying earlier, what I found out, what I think this bottle's about is for spicy food. I think this is like a wine that's perfect if you're pairing it with food. And I think, with that being said, food that's on the spicy side would like go hand in hand with this, because it does have like a little bit of like a effervescence, like a little bit of a bubbles, very fine bubbles that elevates it a little bit on the palate. This is not bubbles, but it does have like a little bit of like, it reminds me of like Vino Verdes out of Portugal, where you get a little bit of this effervescence thing. I'm catching that here. But there is a little bit of a dip in the mid palate. I don't think you'd realize that dip in the mid palate if you were pairing this with like, say, oysters or whatnot, or like some kind of food, or something with spice, like, Thai food, even Indian food. I think this will go really well with a lot of Indian dishes too. So with that being said, if I was to score this wine, I would probably call it at 87. And if you want to know where you can get this up, the steal here is you can get this actually from World Market for $9.99. So that's a really good price right now for like a nice little white wine. And it'll step you out of your little comfort zone of regular white wines that we're used to having out here. This is different, but it's technically Chenin Blanc in my opinion. There's some of the stuff that I normally get out of Chenin Blanc that's definitely here. So if you get a chance, go grab a bottle of this, and please let me know what you think about it. Send it in my comment section. Go ahead and DM me what you think about it. I'm really curious to know what you think. So with that being said, I've said that like 4 times, but I'm sorry. It is what it is, that type of episode today. Go ahead and go check out my newsletter. Subscribe to Grapes and Sand. I'm telling you, you will enjoy, because there's a lot of stuff that I offer for free subscriptions. But if you do want to support me a little bit more and go for the paid, I recommend that too, because there's a lot more you get with that. And so go ahead and check that out. I think you'll definitely enjoy what I'm offering there. I'm putting a lot of work, a lot of sweat equity into this. So I hope you guys enjoy what I'm putting out there. And I'm talking about tariffs this week, and I'm talking about what we can do. So I'm a very like solution based person. So instead of complaining about all the stuff that's going on, because there's a lot of craziness going on, I like to find solutions. And so I definitely have some of those solutions in this write up in this article that I dropped yesterday. So go check that out. And yeah, other than that, question of the day. I don't care where you get it from, but what's your favorite bottle of Chenin Blanc? I don't care if it's California, South Africa, France. I don't care. What's your favorite bottle of Chenin Blanc? Please put the name and the label in the comment section so I can go check it out and actually review it for you. Guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Just a perfect episode to get you into the weekend. I want to put a big old shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me thus far. I really appreciate you. And for the brand new listeners, I hope to earn you checking out what I got going on. So until next time, cheers, guys.